as I say, you're going to be kind of part of this journey with us. So we're sort of building the idea as we go. But we do have a broad view on kind of what the research is telling us now, what the problem is, and what the solution essentially is that we're trying to deliver against. So this app will be an app which we fundamentally use to support tourists coming into the Dubai area. So what we've noticed is that there are a lot of F&B discounted apps that are available to use, such as the Entertainer, Kareem, Smiles. There are many different apps. And having lived in this region now for a few months, we know it's expensive, and we know that a lot of people that live here become very savvy on how to eat out. Sorry, there's a bit of kickback here. Is it from me or from you? I'm trying to. Can you hear an echo?
Yeah. No, no, no. It's okay. I can hear you
Okay,
perfectly.
cool.
Yeah.
You can hear. Okay, fab. So we know that those apps are a lot more prevalent on a subscription basis and are used for people that are essentially living here and are happy to sign up to, say, an annual subscription. What we aren't seeing as much of, although we're starting to see signs in the market that some of these partners are sort of branching out into this area, is the ability to offer a kind of discount to tourists that are coming here for only a short period of time, because obviously no tourist is going to want to tie into an annual subscription app, of which they're only going to be using for 2 weeks of the year.
Right.
So, we know that the tourism within this area, within this region, is increasing each year. So, in 2024, 80 million tourists come into this region, which was 9% up versus the year before. So we know it's a popular region, but we also know, and even from speaking to some of our own friends, when they come into this region, they're almost quite flabbergasted with how much money they end up spending once they're here. So what we're trying to find is a solution that allows people to tap into. Sorry, would you mind putting yourself on silent for me, because the kind of echoing is really distracting me as I'm talking. I'm not sure if it's an echo that's coming
Uh,
from your background. Would you mind just seeing if it? There you go. Let's see if that works. That helps me for now. It's all right. There's kind of a weird noise that's coming into my ear. Um, so so my background, so I've worked in the F&B industry now for over 15 years, so I know the industry very well. And since I've come into this region, I have very quickly networked with a lot of people in the F&B industry. And what I am able to do is understand the motivations of that industry, the motivations of the merchants that we would essentially be getting to sign up to the app to provide the discounts for the people joining the app. And it's an industry that I'm personally really passionate about. So I know that there is potential to be offering a different type of discounted service, particularly on a short-term use as opposed to an annual use. And what we're trying to tap into is finding a way of creating an app that offers real benefits for the user and for tourists, whilst equally offering benefits for the merchants. Because obviously, when I say merchants, obviously you've got the hotel groups, the restaurant groups, and what we would need to create is a app and a business model that would not only appeal to a tourist, because let's face it, if anyone asks, would you be up for saving some money here? The answer is always going to be yes. No one's going to say no to that. But trying to tap into the tourists' behaviours and how they operate when they book their holiday, how far ahead do they then start booking restaurants? How do they explore what restaurants are available, what's trending, what's new, and knowing where to go and really trying to figure out how to plan their holiday effectively, whilst also then trying to understand the merchants' motivations. And is that about merchants that are looking to fill their restaurants and potentially more inclined to offer discounts the later on that it goes, because they're looking at their booking plan on the day of, say, on a Friday evening, and all of a sudden they realise half of their restaurant is empty and they're trying to fill those seats as quickly as possible. So we're trying to toy with this idea of creating a platform that offers discounts for tourists whilst also offering a benefit for merchants, hence why they would then sign up to that. So we've looked at a lot of apps. We've looked at apps, as we say, like the Entertainer. Careem has just come on board over the last year and really sort of extended its services in terms of what it now offers. And I know it's become an even popular app for a lot of people that live here. But I don't believe yet that there is a go-to app for tourists and holiday makers coming into the region where they can be, do you know what? I still want to go to these premium luxury places. I want to experience Dubai for what it has to offer. I don't want to downgrade my holiday. I'm a discerning consumer, but equally, I would love to be able to find a way of not spending an absolute fortune and saving some money in the process. So that's broadly the idea around it. As I say, we're still in our infancy in terms of the actual brand and concept, but I've worked in branding and marketing now for 15 years, so I know how to develop a concept that appeals to consumer needs, that has a design that feels very much on brand and can deliver a very compelling story. So with my F&B experience alongside my brand development and marketing experience, the two go hand in hand pretty well with a project like this. So honestly, we're in a process right now where we haven't got all the answers and we haven't got all the branded designs and names and everything to share with you today. I almost just wanted to meet you today to have a bit of a chemistry session to see if it's something that you would be interested to support, and likewise, I'm kind of getting the same sort of vibes from yourself that it feels like a good partnership for us to pursue. And basically what we want to try and get to, we're going to be doing some research very shortly to just try and tap into the motivations of consumers and understand, if this is an app that they would be interested to use. Asking questions such as, how far ahead do you plan for your holiday? What are the main drivers of booking a particular restaurant? Is it down to deals? Is it down to personal recommendations? Is it down to Instagram influencers? Like, what is the key motivation to try and encourage people to book? So there's a plethora of questions that we want to put out there to truly understand the motivations of our consumers. But broadly, that is kind of where we're at, and we want to create an app that almost disrupts the market slightly, because we know that there are so many apps out there that can give you information on what attractions to go and see, what is the best, venues for families, the best venues for couples. You could find a lot of apps that do that for you. But I haven't got the answers here, but I would love us to find a really niche in the market that almost makes us the Monzo of banking apps. Like, Monzo deliver the same as HSBC, the same as Lloyds Bank, the same as many other banks. But what they were able to do was disrupt that market in an incredibly unique way, where they were able to create a digital service that was seamless, was convenient, and was tapping into that consumer that just wanted banking done in a more modern way. So that almost becomes my vision here, is that it's not just adding to all the other platforms that exist. It's creating a USP in the sense of it's purely for tourists and not for people that live here, where they will obviously need to subscribe. But equally, it's creating a platform that is offering something slightly different to the existing platforms. Because I know I've developed apps with designers and UX engineers in the past, and even a company that I've worked with in the past, we've created an order and pay app, and an app that allows you to see all of our venues when I worked in the UK. And it was an app that we encouraged people to download once they got into the venue. We encouraged them to buy their food and drink on that app, as opposed to going up to the counter and ordering with a server. And I very quickly worked out that there's certain motivations to people wanting to download an app and take up space on their precious phones and go through the process of having to register and give over their data, because people aren't stupid anymore. They know they know companies are looking for data, and they know why. So that was in itself a really great learning for me, and one of which I think one of the challenges that we'll have here, and what we've got to make sure we can create a really good, compelling story, is what value add are we providing to that consumer to download an app onto their phone for maybe a week or two. I know when I have an app, I have it because I'm a loyal customer of that particular brand, that retailer, that restaurant, and I know I'm going to keep using that app. It's like a Starbucks app. It's like a banking app. I'm going to be a regular user of that app, hence why I feel comfortable to download that app on my phone. If all of a sudden I'm then being asked to download an app that I know is a temporary app and is an app I'm only probably going to be using for 2 weeks of my life when I go to Dubai, and then I come home again and I won't use it anymore, that is a challenge, I think, to try and get our heads around, which is why when it comes to the onboarding process, or even before you get to that, when you get to the bit where you're saying, this is what this app delivers, here's the level of discounts that you could potentially get from this app in a week or 2 weeks of having it, it's almost, how do you share that compelling value added story to a consumer to encourage them to download an app that they're only going to be using for a week or so? And I think that's a challenge, and it's one of which part of that UX design is telling them the story, giving them the value add in terms of the money that they can save and the offers and the knowledge that we can provide them in terms of the Dubai area in that short space of time. So that is kind of where we're up to. As I say, I haven't got anything to show you yet today because we're working through it as we speak, but I thought it was worthwhile just jumping on a call with you for 15, 30 minutes just for us to meet and to kind of give you an overview of the vision here so you can understand where we're going with it and if it's something that you feel that you would be interested to support with.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for this long brief. And I have noted few things. Okay. First thing first, is it, Dubai-based application, right?
Is it what, sorry?
Dubai-based application or
Dubai.
yeah.
So that's a really interesting question because at the moment we are focusing it on Dubai in the same way that the entertainer launched with Dubai in mind, but then obviously it's grown into other areas since. So yes is the answer for now. Our
For now.
focus is Dubai. Yeah.
Okay. And I found that in this application there must have two different user face. One is merchant and another one is client. Regular user. So merchant will update their features. Like if I am a restaurant owner, I will register in your system and I will portray my restaurant, my services over there. And you may have like me like 20 different merchants like this. Okay. And so all merchants account or merchant business holder providing their services through your application. And once the registered user come to this system, they are finding us which one is best. Like I as a user, I traveled Dubai and I want a dinner service, but I am puzzled which one to take one. This application will help you to find the best option, most valuable option for the client, right? This is
Yes.
the
Yes.
fundamental, I mean, major concept. That is the primary concept of this business model. Now, our duty is to make a well presentation by which we can let them, I mean, identify their needs very accurately with a, I mean, proper valuation, right? Okay,
Yes.
okay, I got your point. Now, I have few more questions. Do you have any brand logo you created already, or something like that?
We don't yet. We
Yeah,
don't
you,
yet.
you don't.
No.
You
So
told me already, yeah.
that that for me is something that I would prefer not to kind of have just created anything and just rushed into it, because from all my previous branding development work, I know that the look and feel and the brand will tell a story about what it is that we're trying to portray to the consumer. And depending on some of the research that we're going to do around this, will direct the style and the branding of the app itself. So, as I say, I'm making it up, but let's just say that the research shows that it feels more compelling to a consumer, that it comes across like a secret
Can you
club,
please
like a
just a
premium
minute? Can
luxury
you
club.
please give me 1 minute or 30 seconds? Just 30 seconds. I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Someone is knocking on my door. Just give me
Oh, of
30
course.
seconds.
Go. That's fine. There.
Yeah. Okay.
There
Sorry.
is.
Yeah. I got back. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Not at all. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah. Please go on.
So yeah, I mean, I'm constantly thinking about how to kind of position this, and that's where, if for example you've got things like, the Secret Escapes. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's like a hotel sort of web platform that allows you to find secret room rates for luxury hotels. And it almost has that slightly more premium positioning as opposed to, Kareem or any other discount platform. So I think we've got to be really mindful about how we can make that work in a way that feels more compelling for both the consumer and also the merchants. Because if, for example, we say that the research shows that the majority of people are looking for discounts from the more premium, luxurious venues, then that will help direct the type of style of this app, because ultimately the clinch point to any successful business like this is to build your merchant list. So if we go to these luxury premium merchants and go, this is our app, this is what we're trying to deliver, are you interested in sitting on our platform and offering us a discount? If that app does not present or represent, should I say, the look and feel of their brand, they're going to go, no, that's not an app platform that we're interested to put the Ritz on, or Five Hotels, or Rixos, or any of these more premium hotels. They're not going to want their brand name sitting on a brand app that doesn't necessarily exude what they would want their brand to sort of showcase. So that's what I'm being mindful of. But this is interesting, because even when you were just talking then, and this is where I'm constantly trying to figure out what feels like the right functionalities to sit on an app like this, because I've even just thought then, as you were talking, like, I would imagine a lot of holiday makers will come to a place like this and will have a budget in mind in terms of how much spending money that they have. And I wonder whether there's almost a way of which you could say at the beginning when you register, okay, what kind of holiday are you on? Couples, group of friends, family with kids. Great. How long are you here for? A week, 10 days, 2 weeks? Okay, great. What budget have you got for your spending money? So we straight away know what money that they've got to work with. And then we can almost help them build, a plan in terms of how much money they can spend each day, and here's some discounts and some offers that will allow you to spend X amount in the time that you're here. I mean, that may be overcomplicating it, but again, I'm just having a think about where the value add is here for someone that comes on holiday here and they go, I've got, I don't know, £1,000 to spend for a week. How can I make that work whilst also experiencing some of the best restaurants and places to visit that I've heard about? And it's almost trying to help them plan their holiday. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a point to be added over here. Do you do
Yeah.
you do you need any AI service to summarize the whole package to your client? Suppose there are a lot of AIs that really produces this kind of information like, okay, this kind of discount providing that merchant profile, and this is the whole holiday plan, so you can spend with your time frame and with your budget. So there are a lot of AI's tools, okay, that really suggest the great things by analyzing their resources, whatever you have. So this is also option you can include in your system. AI will support you because, as I know, you might have a lot of merchant accounts, and you have to give your client or your user the best service. That means your application will search for the best available options for your client. So inside the functionalities, you should have something like that, by which the system itself will catch the best discount feature and throw to your customer. So inside the
Yeah.
application, we should have this kind of things that should not be visible. It will be, internal functionalities. Okay, so I think
Absolutely.
AI,
Yeah.
yeah,
I agree.
AI can be helpful for this approach, and as well as we should have some manual approach as well. I think your developers can really understand what I just mentioned. As a UI UX engineer, my core objective would be like to maintenance the user flow with the easy approach, okay, and to make the user interface more user friendly, as if they
Yeah.
get interaction with the system, with the design layout, with the box designing, or all those
Yeah.
components that should be user friendly. That is the core objective as a UI UX engineer. So initially, I can assist you in this area, UI UX engineering, but later on I have development team as well in my country. So if you further want to develop this application through our development team, I think maybe that's next phase discussion actually. Maybe
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
discuss again further. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. So, in terms of the assets that you will require from us in order to deliver, to even just to start off with, just the kind of the screens and the user journeys, and then obviously once we've got that, I would imagine the next stage will then be the clickable prototype.
Yeah.
What do you exactly? What do you require from me
Okay.
to kind of get going on that? Just so I can be clear.
Okay, sounds good. Do you know about Figma? Just quick question. Figma.
No.
Okay. Figma is the prototyping tool. I will share my screen to let you something see so you can understand what is the outcome you will receive. Okay, just give me a minute. I am preparing my screen to share with you. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, just a minute please. I'm going to my another monitor. Just a minute. Okay. Freelancing. Yeah, not freelancing. Okay. Yeah. I'm sharing my screen, okay?
Yeah.
Just a second. Share. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, please let me know if you see my screen.
I can see it, yes.
You see, this is my recent project. This is actually e-commerce application. I mean, furniture shop with a 3D augmented reality. This is just a prototype, not the real app. Maybe it seems it's a real app, but not. I'm just clicking on get started. Okay, and you see this
Yes.
is login screen. Okay, once done,
Yeah.
if I click login, you see this is the home page based on the category.
Yeah.
You see this is product, and there's just a lot of other categories like chair, table, sofa, and all that. And
Yeah.
this is tab, like I have favorite products. This is notification section. This is user profile. Okay, so these are the system, you will get through this service. And there is, if I click on this product, you see this is the product image and product
Yeah.
screen. Actually, you can make it favorite. This is clickable. Okay, and if I click add to cart, it will show you the cart page. Okay, and if you check out, yeah, this is checkout page, submit the
Mhm.
order, these are the success messages, and back to the home.
Mhm.
And there's another
Okay. Yeah.
option, if suppose you like this chair, but you want to set this chair in your real room or in your real physical space through
Yeah.
augmented reality. If you just click over here, it will ask you the for camera permission. If you say yes, let's assume this is your room, your personal room,
Yeah.
and this is the product you're finding from the shop. So you
Yeah.
are reviewing that how this chair will look in your environment.
Mhm.
Okay, and if you say okay, I like this chair, you can directly go to the cart page from here. And if you have some other images, suppose you may have your parent room. Okay, and you want to place another image to see whether this chair is looking good or not, so by which you
Mhm.
can finalize this product in your real room whether it is looking perfect or not, and then you will choose. Finally, if you like this chair, you can save this image and you can share with your friends or family. Okay, I would like to buy this chair and this is my real room and it is looking like this. What do you say? You can take opinion from your friends and family like this. So this is the application. This is actually prototype, clickable prototype, not the functional app. You will get definitely
Right.
this kind of outcome. Yeah. Okay.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah. So would you like before you get to that stage where you've got the clickable option, would you start to share almost like the UX screen grabs for each stage of the journey so we can start to map out how those look and feel before you then create a clickable version? Or do you do that as you go in terms of creating it as like a live clickable version? I'm just trying to work out like at each stage because this is the first time I've personally gone through an app development from the very start. I've always worked with app teams and created the customer experience and the content and the look and feel, but I haven't necessarily worked with the UI UX
Yeah.
designer to build it. So I'm just trying to work out, you know, on your I think Will showed me on your profile you've got some pictures of different apps that you've designed and almost like this screen grabs of each stage of the UX. Would you give us those first or would you go straight into just this clickable
Okay.
version?
I got your point. Uh, that is also, that can be also included in this project. What I did, my client shared a PDF file like you shared, if you can see on Fiverr. You just shared a PDF, and there all the screen details already mentioned over there, right? So what I am doing, I'm making connection through the screens to cover up your whole ideas, and there might have some user flow interface, that okay how the features are connecting each other, and the system itself, how it is connecting. Just a second please, someone is, okay, no, it's okay, no one is here. I was thinking that someone is maybe calling me. I'm actually in my home right now.
Oh, are you?
Okay, that's why this
Okay.
inconvenience, sorry for that. So yep, so this kind of user flow action you can get. I will do that research, and I will make a outflow user flow that okay, this is the feature that gonna be connecting that gonna be connected into the system. We can produce that, but I mean I think in this purpose, uh, you will mainly love this service. If you see my screen still, do you see my screen?
Oh no, I don't see a
Oh, okay,
screen
okay, okay,
anymore.
okay.
No, it's
Just a
gone.
second. What happened? Yeah. Usually, you will need this thing because you will give presentation to your customer, to the developer. Your developers guy will also review this, and they will develop the application by following. I mean, this user interface, interactive user interface. Okay, because
Yeah,
they will
yeah.
navigate, they will design the system, they will design the screen like this. Okay, the what the field, what the layout I have presented over here, they will follow this. You see, this is scalable.
And
Yeah.
so do you have any designers that you've worked with in the past that you would kind of recommend for us to get in touch with to ask if they can kind of help build the design in terms of the colorways, the typeface, the look and feel, that then passes that information over to yourself to build the UX UI journey?
Okay, just let
How
me.
does that work normally
Yeah,
for you?
yeah, just a second, let me show you documents. I think you can get understand. Yeah. Oops, it's taking 2 minutes to download. How funny.
Because I'm trying to work out whether I can just do the designs myself or
If
whether
you
I
see, yeah.
need just a little bit of support from a designer to do to help build it. And again, like if you've got anyone that you've worked with that you would recommend as a good person to do this and isn't too expensive, obviously I'm at the stage right now where I'm trying to get, a minimal viable product out just to kind of test it as opposed to spending a huge amount of money just building the idea to start off with. Obviously,
Yeah.
that will come if it works.
Yeah, that should be at the initial stage. It should not be more, I mean, expensive. That's true. The thing, if you see my screen, uh,
Yep.
there are four different screens that is showing the augmented reality. Actually, this sketch is, I mean, it is for this application. Okay, my
Mm-hmm.
my client just sent me this on a screenshot or on, I mean, on image where you see four different screens. He just wanted to give me the idea that how the augmented reality should work into this system. I understood from it that okay, this is the primary idea he's asking for, and then I planned whole the system, whole the user journey.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, in terms of, for example, the style of font and the colorways that were
Okay.
used in your app, is that something the client gave you or you did that?
No, he gave me the responsibility to choose by myself. Okay.
Oh, right. Okay. So
Yeah.
so you obviously, because you've got a background in graphic design as well,
Yeah.
it's something you feel comfortable to do in terms of looking at both the UI UX journey, but also the design attached to that journey, right? Is
Yeah,
that what you're
yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah, exactly. Because I will design the UI UX, and even the research I will do. So, but yeah, if you have any preference, like you may have some font style